I'm Manny.
I'm Noah.
And this is Devin. And this is No Such Thing, the show where we settle our dumb arguments and yours by actually doing the research. On today's episode, why does everything suck?
There's no such thing. No such thing. No such thing. No such thing. No such thing.
All right, fellas, welcome to Devan Design Week, which is not a week. It's just one episode of the podcast.
It'll take you a week to listen through if you break it up.
This is going to be mostly me complaining about things in my life that I hate the design of. So we're going to be talking about Tesla door handles. We're going to be talking about microwaves. And we're going to be talking about couches. So let's get right into it.
Let's dive in.
It's 1 a.m. You know, you're at a bar. It's a little too late. You don't want to take the subway home. You pull up the Uber and Lyft app. You're comparing prices. You call a car. Mm-hmm. Uber's a little bit cheaper. And look what you got. A goddamn Tesla.
Helping the environment.
Ooh, helping the environment, sure. But why the fuck is it so hard to open the door in a damn Tesla?
I don't know how to open this. I'm poor. I don't know how to open that.
All right, I want to see you open the door. You gotta grab it by your thumb. Try it again.
Look, this is politics aside.
Yeah.
For this conversation, I'm going to be neutral on Elon Musk.
I love that.
Okay?
I love the bumper stickers people get now.
Oh, yeah. I got this before you went crazy.
Anti-Elon Tesla Club. It's like, who cares? Like, shut the hell up.
Look, shut the hell up. No, it's going up.
Where do they buy those even?
It's like you're
who's selling
ordering.
those?
It's like, what the hell? Anyway, go on.
I'm able. So
He's a genius.
this guy's great.
What have you ever done?
So, and I will say this, you know, before I talk all this shit about Teslas, I'm not a car guy at all. You know, but people love to be like, what car, like if you could get your dream car, what would you get? Mm-hmm. So for a while there, I was like, I don't know, Teslas look kind of cool.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool to have a Tesla. But then, do y'all remember when Tesla started being on like Uber and Lyft?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when I would see it, I'm like, oh, cool, that's a Tesla. But then you get inside, I'm like, oh, these are not, like, the inside of Teslas are not that nice. Like, you think of other luxury vehicles like Mercedes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
Like with the
Lexus
leather
and
seats
BMW.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
you get in, it's like comfortable. There's like, you know, cup holder. There's like, it just feels like more complete.
Yeah.
And I would get in these Teslas and outside of the screen showing like the street.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, this feels kind of like a budget car. It's not comfortable, right? Like maybe the ride is a little bit smoother, but obviously the biggest issue is like, what are we doing with the damn door handles?
Yeah.
The get in is one thing. All right, you're outside. You're like, you got to push it in a certain way to like for it to come out, so you could pull it, so that you can open up the door. It's a little bit awkward.
Yeah,
like your finger gets a little
It's
bit
not
pinched.
that much to grasp.
No.
Once you even get it out.
Yep.
Is it like I always wonder, is it a two-hand operation where like you push one side, the other side pops up,
and then
and then
pull it
you
with-
grab it with that side?
But like why do that? You know, every other door. That's one thing we don't really complain about with cars anymore. It's
It's how
like
to get in them.
how to open them. You know, no one was like,
We
why?
figured that one out.
Yeah, it's like no one was like, it's so hard to open a car door. It's like we got it. You know, like the handles pretty ergonomic. You know, you kind of do it. It's pretty natural. Opens up pretty easily.
Yeah, the weird thing is because like I remember hearing some you know, Tesla super fans being like, the point is that the car handle is hidden. It's like
Right.
inconspicuous
it's flush.
now.
Yeah.
But like so many cars do that like in a way where like it looks invisible, but you can get under
Yes.
the handle and then
Right.
pull it out.
Yep.
So it doesn't feel like a good excuse.
And then, you know, getting in is one thing. What's even worse is once you're in the car. I still to this day have not figured it out. And you're trying to get out.
Oh yeah, this is tough.
Oh.
You got to press the button. Every time I do it, I'm putting the window down.
Open the window. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah. or like locking the car.
Yeah, you gotta like press the button to like get out or something. And I still don't quite understand how to do it because every time I'm doing it, I'm putting the window down a little bit. Like you're saying, it's locking, unlocking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do I just open the door?
Well, we've been trained growing up in like the early 2000s when cars were fine, like the ubiquity of cars were electric in the windows and the door locks. We've been trained to look at a button that shows a car door and press that to lock the car, lock the door. Now, I mean, it does feel like kind of self-explanatory, but like that's just what we think when we think we're locking it. So when I see the button in the Tesla,
Yep, I'm
looking for a handle or something.
And every time, it's when I get in there, I get kind of Dory brain where I'm like, okay, what did I do last time? I don't remember because I'm like, whatever I did last time was wrong.
Yeah.
Whatever I need to do now is what I didn't do last time, and every time I do it, I do the wrong thing. And it's just like, why? What is the There must be some sort of purpose to this. There must be a reason that he has redesigned the car door handle, right? They're not just doing it to fuck with us.
Yeah.
Any theories as
No.
to why? The outside makes sense to some degree, like you're saying. It could be flush,
It's aesthetic.
a little bit
Disgrace,
more aerodynamic,
Yeah.
nothing sticking out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why
the
on the
idea.
inside?
Yeah.
Why on the inside? What is going on the inside? I would imagine if this was my car,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm not in a
imagine
Tesla, so
by now I wouldn't understand how to use it. But
especially like you were saying at 1 a.m.
yes,
For me,
yeah.
oftentimes 2, 3, 4 a.m. And I cannot put together.
I'm
how
half
to-
asleep.
Yeah.
And now I'm in the dark trying to figure out how to open my door like I'm a 3-year-old.
And the driver's like,
What the
hell? Yeah.
yelling some shit
And they-
that's not
yeah.
helping.
Yeah.
I like in some of them they put instructions.
Oh.
You ever see those?
No, that's
On the
really
back of
funny
the seat, they're like, "Here's how you open the door."
Yeah. Study this.
And I'm like, okay, we as adults can't figure this out. It's too complicated. That's not something I should have to think about when I'm getting into or out of a car. All right, so that's the first thing that I'm gonna get to the bottom of. So number 2 on the things that I don't like, microwaves. All right. Now, I got a new microwave about 6 months ago. My old microwave was randomly sparking.
Oh.
So I just got like, okay, this is like a reasonably priced microwave that'll fit in this slot. Because that was the big thing I was concerned about. It's just like the sizing of it. So I got this new microwave, and for the most part, it's fine. I'm someone who relies heavily on just add 30 seconds button. For most of the stuff I'm putting in there, just do add 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But over the last like week or two, I've been trying to be a little bit more prescriptive with the microwave, right? So like, for example, I was melting some butter. I was having some seafood thing. I was like, okay, I'm going to melt some butter for this. I was like, okay, there's a soft
Oh, yeah.
melt button. Soften melt button.
Interesting.
So I click that. Nothing happens. All right, okay, I was like, okay, maybe I gotta click that and then hit another button.
Like it didn't turn on.
Nothing, yeah, it didn't turn on. So I hit the soft melt, then 1. Then it's like there's a S2 on the microwave. What the hell does that mean?
You're deep into programming.
So I'm like, all right, I just hit start. Nothing happens. So then I'm just like, well, clear it all out.
Yeah. Just make it hot.
Just
in
add
there.
30 seconds and keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just butter.
Yeah.
Like,
But then, they have the popcorn button. There's other
yeah.
things on there.
There's like potato buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
There's
more
like defrost steak. It's like,
Yes.
whoa.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I'm
I
scared
feel
of
like
those.
anytime I try to do anything outside of plus 30 seconds, I'm like, I got to read a manual to use this. Why isn't this like, what's the point of the button if it's not simple?
Right.
If you have a button, I should be able to press it and then just do the thing.
Yeah, it's like the Kevin Garnett in Uncut Gems.
How the fuck would you show me something if I couldn't have it then? The fuck would you bring this out? You know?
Exactly. No, what's your experience been with microwaves? You have a positive microwave experience?
I try not to on my Maha stuff. I try to avoid the microwave.
Oh.
More or less, honestly.
Growing up, my parents always had us cover the things in the microwave.
Yes.
Yeah, just I guess for health, safety. I don't know.
No, it's
No,
to keep
no.
it from splashing all over the
Yeah.
place.
Oh no, ours was like a health thing. I don't know.
Health of what?
It was just like warming it up without exposing it to the.
Other things in there?
I don't know.
Wait.
yeah, I don't
Okay,
know
what are
about
you
that.
covering it with? Like a
paper
plastic?
another plate.
You had. Oh, okay. another plate.
Or sometimes microwaves come with the thing.
Yeah, the plastic
yeah.
cover.
I remember we did have a microwave cover thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
More
so
plastic.
It would heat up well.
Yeah.
And
I
stop
see.
splashing.
Stop it from splashing.
I could be wrong, but I think it was more like we don't want it to have it in there raw to the.
to the
The
microwaves.
microwave that you're heating it up. Maybe,
We don't
reach
want
out
the-
for a comment.
We don't want the microwaves to do what they're
Yeah,
supposed
we don't
to
want
do.
all that. We're just like halfway. We're like, we're gonna use it.
We just like it spinning in there. Don't be. We don't want the microwaves touching it.
Ooh, gross.
But yeah, I just feel like back to the whole reason this is Devan Design Week.
Yeah.
I just feel like why haven't we designed a more intuitive microwave? Mm-hmm. If I need to read a manual to understand how to use it, then it just shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a button. And then my third scenario here, right?
I'm interested in this one.
This one is I've been thinking about for a long time. Like I've been in New York going on 10 years, right? Before I moved to New York, I moved with two other of my good friends. We stopped at some furniture thrift store in Jersey. On the way to like moving, we got like, okay,
Wow.
we got to make an IKEA run, and we got to stop at one of these furniture stores and get a couch. So the couch we got was used. It's kind of like old school, got a kind of like a floral print, but we're like, this couch is so comfortable. And it was cheap. It was like $250.
Wow.
And so I've had that couch ever since. And I will say this, my couch is one of the most comfortable couches I've ever sat on.
Wow.
Okay. But it's had its fair share of wear in
Yeah.
terms of like, I've had, multiple pets now
10
on this
years
couch,
of
10
people
years of
sitting
people
on that
sitting
thing.
on it. Things have spilled, the threads are coming a bit unloose. It was used at the time. So this couch is probably
yeah.
20 years
Lord
old,
knows what it's seen.
if not that. But the structure of it, this is an old school couch. So the structure of it is solid, right? You sit on it, it's comfortable. It's not falling apart. It's not like those IKEA couches where like if somebody's sitting on one
Yeah.
side, you're tilted over.
Yeah.
But it's about time for a new couch to come
Yeah.
into my life.
Yep.
Wow.
So I've been looking around. I would say for the last 5 years, it may be longer than that. I've been thinking about getting a new couch. I've been going to places. I've been sitting on couches. I've been looking online. We are at a point in this country, I don't know if this is true across the world, where we have lost our way with couches.
Wow.
And I'm telling you why. We got basically two versions of couches nowadays, right? We either have a couch that looks beautiful, beautifully designed, like aesthetically, if no one was sitting on it, wow, take a picture.
Wow.
Lovely, right? And then we have couches that are comfortable.
But ugly.
Not good to look at. My couch, not much to look at. But you sit on that thing,
Close
you
your
don't
eyes.
want to get up. You're comfortable. Like, you sit in it, you could fall asleep in it. Your butt's not hurting after sitting in it for 20 days.
nice.
Your back's not hurting. And no one has figured out a way to do both of these things at a reasonable price.
That is, I agree with you there.
Couches
Couch
are
prices
expensive.
crazy now.
Thousands and thousands of dollars for couches. So let me ask you two, how do you feel about your current couches? Where did you get them?
So we got our couch. It's a Hay couch. Have you heard of Hay, the company?
Yes.
It's nice.
But we got it used, so it wasn't as expensive.
Still not cheap though.
Not cheap.
Hay couches are not cheap.
I think I mean, it was probably
Thousands.
I think it was 1,500. We got it used.
More than one.
Used, yeah.
But the guys who had it previously were giving it on a huge discount, and they hadn't used it that much. They hadn't used it
Lightly
for like 2
used.
months or something. They had to leave the city for whatever reason.
So you got a good deal on it.
So we got a really good deal on it.
Looks great.
It looks great.
it's
It's
How
very-
comfortable is it? I haven't really sat on it. Y'all usually sat
It's
in those
really
couches.
comfortable. I fall
Okay.
right asleep on this thing. The thing that makes it so comfortable is the depth. It's so
Yes.
deep, and the the material's good.
So your Hay one, you're happy with.
We're happy with it, but it's too big to fit in that living room.
See, this
that
is
we have.
another issue,
It's just a
which I
giant
did not
fucking
even
couch.
mention.
Size.
Living in New York is size. So I don't have that big of an apartment. So I need a couch. And like you said, I want a couch with a little bit of depth in the seat.
Yeah.
I don't want to be sitting on my couch
yeah.
and half my leg is off the couch.
Yep.
Oh, no.
I want to be able to sit in it, but it also can't have a huge footprint, right? I have a small apartment, so I need to have a lot of room for my ass, and everything else is pretty, tight to the couch, and that's another issue. So your hay couch, like you're saying, good seat, but it's kind of big. No, what's your couch story?
I'm trying to think. We bought a couch, I think maybe West Elm, maybe 2 years ago now. It's comfy, it's big, and it's got like the extra little section.
Okay, a little chase.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, this is like, okay, we're actually I had like a Wayfair cheap little thing before. This is like, all right, we're gonna get a nice upgrade. This is something like we can move with us and like take care of.
How you feeling about it 2 years later?
I like it. It's comfy. It's got a good depth, and like I could lay down and sleep on this and be pretty like definitely once in a while I'm there at 3:00 just relaxing. Yeah. Lounging, got some music on. I'm happy with it. I don't think it'll be my couch for my entire life, but
but that's
no
the way
major
it used
issues.
to be. It used to be you buy a couch.
This is my couch
and
forever.
that's your couch until your kids, are grown. But now I feel like we get couches. You've had this couch 2 years. You're already thinking about moving on from it.
Yep,
You're talking about I'm not gonna have it my rest of my life.
Yeah.
We used to have good couches.
That's true.
And the other thing is the couches to build nowadays suck. So many of those couches I see, like, because I'll see someone post a couch and I'll look up, okay, this West Elm specific couch, someone who's had it for 3-4 years, and they're like, oh, I love the couch when I first got it. Now it's sinking in. This thing's falling apart.
Yeah.
Like the structures aren't as good. And then the other issue you have is that if you want to get a couch, I know it's not as bad as it was during COVID, but you got to wait a while.
Oh yeah.
Also, how am I expected to buy a couch online that I've never sat in?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This
I have
is
to go
crazy
in
to me.
somewhere.
Yeah.
These places, if you're an online couch place, you got to have a showroom. I got to sit my ass on it. I'm not buying a couch I'm not sitting on. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we're going to hear about why some people are calling Tesla's door handles deadly. We're going to hear about the Steve Jobs microwave. And last but not least, we're going to figure out what you should do if you're looking to buy a new couch. Welcome to week 2 of Devan Design Week. Before the break, we were complaining about Tesla door handles.
Sorry,
Week 2 of Devan Design Week, which is one episode of a podcast. Okay. Weeks are 10 minutes.
Time is a construct. Before the break, we were complaining about 3 things. We got Tesla door handles, microwaves, and modern day couches. So I tracked down some experts to help us get to the bottom of all of my design qualms. So first up, we're going to tackle my issue with Tesla's annoyingly complicated door handles. So I called up someone who's been following this issue very closely.
My name is Aarian Marshall, and I'm a staff writer at Wired, where I write about transportation and tech.
So I really wanted Aarian to break down the difference between a regular door handle and a Tesla door handle.
Automakers for many, many years have been showing off these kind of cool electronic door handles that only respond to you when you're close to them. And for a long time, it was something you just saw on concept cars. So it was like one of these things that was like, that'd be cool and sexy one day, but like not practical, until Tesla did it. And they started doing it on production cars in the 2010s. And from a design perspective, there were a lot of people who were really excited about that, because it was like, wow, this is something that we didn't think made any sort of practical sense and just kind of looks cool. Tesla likes to argue that it gives them a smidge more range because it makes the cars more aerodynamic, because the door handles can be flat to the side of the car. Some people have done sort of back of the envelope calculations, and it really only gives them like a mile of extra range. So not a big deal, but it was like a cool, sexy, exciting thing.
Is that like the thinking behind the redesign? Is like it's more futuristic, it looks cooler? Is that really, is there any functionality that's better outside of, like you're saying, maybe saving a mile on your electric range?
Yeah, that kind of seems to be it. It's, I mean, one of the big things that people are looking for in luxury vehicles, in new EVs, is this real like car of the future sense. And it's kind of become a signal that like this is a future car. It kind of feels like a spaceship. Like it feels like you're in the future. And that's one way that car designers have found to really say like, hey, we're going for it. This is a cool one. Look at us.
I mean, why can't you have an aerodynamic car handle that isn't a pain in the ass to open?
That's a really good point.
Mr. Musk.
Mr. Musk, get on that. So one thing I learned through this process too, right? Last time we were talking about you're in the back of a Tesla. You're trying to get out. You're pressing the button. The window's going down. What the hell's going on? So I learned that the window going down is a thing that actually happens on purpose. You know when you press that button and the window goes down a little bit?
Oh.
When you're getting out of the car? That's the right
crack the
button.
window.
That's the right button you're hitting. I always thought, oh, I pressed the wrong button. The window's going down. That's the window button. I got to press another button to get out.
Wow.
But no. So
Why
when
did the window
you
open?
go to open the Tesla doors, whether you're on the outside or inside, the window goes down a little bit so that it can clear the trim. So Teslas have what's called like a trimless window. So the window goes right up to the roof. So if you were to try to open the door while the window was completely up, the window could potentially break because there's a seal that the window forms with the top of the roof. So the window goes down a little bit to break that seal so that you can open the door easily.
Wow.
So this blew my mind because I thought every time I was leaving the car, I'm pressing the wrong button. I'm putting the window down.
So you're trying to go out too fast, essentially.
Yes.
You know.
I need to press the button,
Wait.
give it a doop. Okay, now I can continue.
Oh.
Wow.
But
Yeah,
I
how
was
would I know
pressing
that?
the button and thinking, oh shit, this is the wrong button.
Yeah.
Then I just stop.
And, I don't
And I'm
blame
like,
you
I don't know what to press
Driver,
now.
handle this for me.
How do I get out? And he's like, no, you idiot. That's what's supposed to happen. But no one has ever explained that to me.
I never knew.
This is the first time I'm hearing of it. That's why I love this podcast. You learn something new every day. All right, so Tesla does this thing that looks cool, right? They got these new door handles. Other automakers actually start copying them, but despite it looking cool, there are some real complaints about this Tesla door handle outside of me just being petty.
Bloomberg published this big report that really went deep into the issues with these door handles. Because they're electronic, if the 12-volt battery that powers the car, so that's not like the big electric vehicle battery, but the littler battery that powers other little kind of incidental parts of the car, if it dies, you might not be able to get in or out of your car. Really inconvenient. Tesla and other automakers do have mechanical releases, but where those mechanical releases are is different in every car. There's no kind of standard. And there have been complaints that in Tesla vehicles particularly, also in the vehicles from Rivian, another electric car maker, they are really hard to find. And that's like kind of inconvenient, but in an emergency situation, if your car is on fire, if your child is in the back of if you've exited the car and you're going to get your kid in the car seat and they're locked in the car, they can't find a mechanical release. So there have been some complaints, and now we've seen actually there have been at least 2 lawsuits filed where people have alleged that people have died because they've gotten stuck in Teslas while the Teslas have been on fire, and the people have been unable to exit the cars because they've been unable to find these mechanical releases in time to escape. So scary, bad stuff, like something that looks cool, but maybe has a serious downside.
Yeah, so because these handles are electric, if something happens to your car battery, if there's a fire, you have to use a mechanical release to open the door. And I was just poking around, like the mechanical releases are not like sometimes near the door. They're sometimes under seats and stuff. So it's not in a place that you would naturally think to look like, okay, this door handle isn't working. All right, right next to it, I press this button and then it'll do the same thing. It's like you kind of need to know before you get into that situation what to do. And I imagine most people, you know, you're not researching where are the mechanical releases and educating everyone who's going to be in your car.
Or do we know where the Tesla mechanical release is?
It's different for each car. There isn't like a standard for every single Tesla.
another
It's
problem.
in this spot.
Wow. Yep. I remember reading about this like a year ago. There was like some horrific crash.
The family of one of the victims of last year's deadly Cybertruck crash in Piedmont is now suing Tesla. 3 college students died in the crash. A lawsuit filed by the family of Krista Sukahara claims she suffered only minor injuries in the crash, but couldn't get out of the car or be rescued after the vehicle's main battery caught fire. They say she died from either the flames or from smoke inhalation. The family blames the Cybertruck's door design. A statement from the family reads, quote, "Her death was preventable. We are filing this lawsuit not just for accountability, but because there are other families out there who may never know the risks until it's too late."
But it does seem like some changes are coming to the Tesla door handles.
Earlier this year, the Chinese regulator that looks over like technology in the country put out a memo that they were going to be finally regulating these door handles. So it seems like it will require Tesla to redesign, make the mechanical release kind of next to or like right with the electronic door handle. So if, for example, the battery dies, you can still use the door handle really easily. Tesla has now said that they're redesigning their door handles. They came out and said this in September, and their head of design went on TV and said, hey, we want to make this more intuitive to use.
Have you considered a redesign or a fix for these issues?
We actually have a mechanical release that's, basically right at the electronic one too, and we're combining the two. So, in the moment that you're in a panic situation, the muscle memory to go to, what is right there. So you just pull a little bit further on the lever and you have the mechanical release. So that's something that we're working on, yeah.
And the reason why China is doing it is because they had a highly publicized incident where a Chinese automaker with these door handles, someone was driving in one of these cars, they got into a crash, and it seems that the person got trapped in the car and died while it was on fire. And there's kind of an interesting dynamic here because I think a lot of people still have the idea that like things are underregulated in China. It's the Wild West in terms of products. Like they're doing whatever, they're putting out whatever. But actually, China has been really at the forefront of auto regulation specifically. So we're now getting to this place where like the rest of the world might be taking cues from what China is doing.
And you said there was some news that broke today on this. What was that news?
Yeah, so the news this morning is that the NHTSA, the U.S. regulator, put out a letter that said that they have gotten even more complaints from consumers about this door handle issue since they first announced their probe a few weeks ago. So they're basically like expanding the probe. And then the other news that came out today is that there is the family of a Wisconsin couple who died last year after their Tesla caught fire are actually suing Tesla because they say that they were unable to. There were actually 5 people in that car, and they say they were unable to escape because the door handles got stuck or didn't work.
The lawsuit claims Tesla's door design trapped the couple inside the burning car. The family is seeking to hold Tesla accountable for allegedly designing vehicles that make survivable crashes fatal.
That's horrible. It's like looks cool, but yeah, you can get trapped in it. If your car's on fire, maybe not worth the cool design to not be able to open your door.
Yeah, and I think there's a sort of interesting balance, and I'm sure you see this not only in cars but like the entire tech world, where it's like we can do this with engineering. Is it worth it? Is it better than the stuff we have right now? Like, it looks cool, it's fun, but does it does the wheel, like, should we just stick with the wheel? Do we need to like reinvent the wheel? Maybe we should just stick with the wheel.
The thing that was working.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like with like car innovations, it made sense when Windows stopped being like the roll up thing and they switched to the button because I don't know, it's like easier. It's like
it's definitely easier.
But for the door, it's like it hasn't solved the problem. Like it's electric, but we're still pushing it with our with physical force.
But it looks cool.
Yeah, counts for something.
Yeah.
Next on Things I Hate for Devan Design Week, we have microwaves. So we're actually going to call up a fellow member of the Kaleidoscope family and 3-time Emmy Award-winning journalist and host of the hit podcast Kill Switch, Dexter Thomas. All right, Dexter, thank you for joining us.
I'm very happy to be here. What's going on, y'all?
You know, we just got done talking about Tesla door handles, and now we're on to number 2 on my list of things I don't like, which are microwaves.
Yes.
We've all talked about our own microwave journeys, but I'm curious to hear about your own microwave journey.
So I hate my microwave. There's like 2 branching thoughts here. Like, I really hate my microwave. I bought it. I want to say I bought it on eBay or something like that. And there's so many buttons on it, like, that you can't really tell what's going on at a glance. Like, I think any kind of good design, you should be able to understand what's going on immediately. Here's what you got to do with it. You know what I mean? And it's like the start button is exactly the same size as the 0 button, and it's also close to it. And there's all these different mode buttons. And so you walk to it and, you're tired or you're inebriated, you're tired and inebriated, and you don't know what to do with the microwave. And like, you should be able, it's a microwave. It's meant to make your life simple. So why am I having difficulty when I want to warm up some soup? So I've been thinking about that a lot. And then at the same time, have y'all heard of the Steve Jobs microwave?
No.
Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything.
The Steve Jobs microwave is, Steve Jobs famously said, we're going to get to this, but famously said that any microwave should only have, I think, like 2 buttons, which is the plus 30-second button and the start button. And that's it. And I saw that online somewhere and I said, you know what? This actually makes a lot of sense. And then I got curious and I started looking it up. I don't think this dude said that.
Oh.
Wow.
Got a classic Mark Twain situation.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. So I've been spending way too long on this. Like, way too long on this. And like, the best that I can find is a bunch of people posting this on LinkedIn.
Oh, it's a classic LinkedIn post.
Exactly.
This has the energy of, like, that quote has the energy of LinkedIn.
Very much. It'll be like, Steve Jobs famously said that a microwave should only have 2 buttons. It's really all about getting down to what's important. And that's why I've laid off 70% of the people who I employ. And like, it's really all about
down to
being powerful. Yeah, down to the essentials. I really think this dude didn't say it, but there is, maybe he did. Maybe he did. I just can't find the source of it. Like, I see it on Twitter. I've seen it on LinkedIn. I've gone back as far as I can. Maybe I could do more research. I don't know. But whoever came up with this, I think actually is correct. I think they're actually right. And so what I did, and just as an experiment, like, I tried looking around to see, okay, is there a microwave that only has a 30-second, like a 30 plus 30 seconds, stop, and start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those 3, I think. Those are it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so I tried it. I tried making my own Steve Jobs microwave.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, like, not, I can't build microwaves. Like, I'm not.
Okay, yeah, wow.
No. Yeah, I 3D printed my own microwave.
That's
no,
crazy.
I was like, wait, what?
No,
you got a Kickstarter going?
Yeah, exactly. maybe after this, maybe we should just start a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Steve Jobs microwave. No such thing, Steve Jobs microwave.
Sounds pretty good.
But so what I did was I honestly just duct tape. I just put tape over everything I don't want. And so the number pad, blacked out. Like, all the different options, blacked out. The logo, blacked out. I forgot who makes it. Like, I can't even diss the microwave manufacturer anymore because I forgot who made it. It's just my microwave now. Everything, so it's not duct tape, it's like black tape. But I've had it like that for like a year. It's great.
Wow.
So you blacked out everything but 30 seconds start and stop?
That's it.
Wow.
That's it. Life-changing. You can walk up, you can be tired, you can be inebriated, you can be a combination of the above, and there's only 3 buttons to press. And it's not stop, because it's not running. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
start
Yeah.
because there's no time on it. I guess I better
Yep.
push 30.
There's only one option, really.
Like, do you only have one option? And really, you could take out the stop.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
When you do,
Because you can just open the
Open
door.
it.
Because we could get it down to one button, frankly. Just one big button right there. You could punch it, just like you're mad.
Yeah.
Just like,
the button
boom,
is the
kinda
door.
like
You
soften
just
it up.
push the door in.
Yeah. This is perfect.
Wow.
We
yeah.
could
Don't even need a
There's
design
no-
piece.
yeah.
It's just a door.
Yeah. Why? I mean, why
The
not?
button is the door.
That way it could be, a little smaller.
Yeah.
Get more space for other things in the kitchen.
More
I need to
viewing
fit
space.
As many,
Yeah.
jalapeno poppers in there.
yeah.
But we need to patent this
Yeah.
before this episode
Oh, for
comes
sure.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people are going to be listening to this.
That's like true Nirvana right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A singularity.
That was Dexter Thomas from the podcast Kill Switch.
I absolutely want to see y'all's like email inbox or Discord or whatever you got. Like a week later, somebody's like, "Hey y'all, I got it." It's like a working prototype.
Stay tuned. After the break, couches, couches, couches. Third on the list for Devan Design Week was couches. As a reminder, I've been on the market for a couch for, last 4 or 5 years now.
4 or 5
Where the hell
years.
is this man sitting?
I have a couch. I just want to get a new one. I've been struggling to find something that's both comfortable and affordable. So I had to figure out, why is it so hard for me to find a couch? So I called up Sami Reiss.
My name's Sami Reiss. I write the Snake newsletter, which is on furniture and design, with mostly a focus on vintage furniture pieces. I moved into the apartment I'm still in about 12, 13 years ago. And it wasn't a time where it was very easy to get information on design if you were just kind of a regular consumer. And I knew a little bit about, Eames and so on, but not that much. And I was convinced that there was good stuff out there because I needed to buy furniture, sofa, couch, coffee table, all this stuff for my apartment.
So he spent some time doing some research, reading some design books, and talking to people in the design world. And soon he became known by people in the media industry as the design guy. And one thing that Sami has written a lot about is this idea that although we as a society have gotten better in terms of fashion, as a whole, it seems like we're lagging behind when it comes to design.
I don't think that's controversial. I think probably, I don't want to speak for a lot of people, but most people in design would agree with that. Some of it, I think, is just a function of the logistics of, furniture and clothing. You can only have one couch at a time in your house. Couches are more expensive than even a pair of, wildly expensive designer. But one thing I think that's happened with why fashion has sort of gotten ahead so much of design is that in the last kind of 15 years, what we've seen a lot is sort of a vernacular understanding of fashion, either through street style or through Instagram photos of people's outfits.
Here are 3 things that you will find in my closet this fall and winter.
Let's make the best fall outfit that you've seen all fall so far.
Or through, photos of people on the runway, as opposed to, let's say, 20 years ago when there wasn't really any vernacular, regular people dressing. And then, so that becoming more popular, as well as the rise of vintage. And the rise of vintage effectively is all the clothing ever made is now available, as opposed to just what is popular this season or what's being sold this season, has just kind of created a massive marketplace, I think, for clothing, and has allowed just people to dress better, which is a long, long way of saying that there really isn't anything like that for design. It's very difficult to see different examples of people's homes that are outfitted in, really either point of view ways or beautiful ways or impressive ways. For the most part, what we see are professionally interior designed homes.
Hey Dee, it's Kendall Jenner. Welcome to my house. Come on in.
And those are going to be designed a little differently than someone who, goes to the flea market, every week or has been gifted a couch. And then some of it too is, I think, again, furniture is more expensive.
The comparison to the popularity of like vintage clothing makes a lot of sense because you don't really go to someone's apartment and see that they have a couch that's like from a different era, like on purpose. Like they didn't seek out some old era couch. I guess some like very select.
If you have the right people in your life, you know.
I know we need to change some things.
But it's not, to your point, it's not as common as like everyone has some sort of, you know, thrift store vintage pair of something.
Right.
At this point.
And then if it's a couch from all the way back then, it probably is, you know, the integrity of it is like way less quality. Like if it's actually from back then.
I think you're going to learn some.
better.
I think you're going to learn some things, Manny. Good thing you're on. Good thing you're on no such thing. Yeah. No, I think there's just fewer. I agree with him completely. I think there's fewer examples of like, you know, if someone has like a really nice house, we've all seen it and talked about it at length. You know, it's like we are all sharing the same 5 references over and over again.
Yeah.
All right. So getting back to couches, I wanted to know, why do modern day couches suck?
The main explanation for this from, you know, working on this, looking at this stuff, talking to people in the industry, is that material costs and labor costs are so much higher now than they were in the 1960s, when maybe that was the last gasp of original American furniture that was designed really with a point of view, but it was also aimed towards, you know, working people, young families, which is another way of saying it was very affordable. And since then, if you were to make a sofa that was similar to, I don't know, let's say the Eames Executive Sofa, it's a nice, almost simple, you know, leather sofa, metal, you know, chrome legs, nothing really crazy. We've all seen it like 100 times. And if you were to make something like that, new it's got to sell for like, I don't know, $15K now, but that's an Eames. There's no way to get that cost down to something reasonable. Or that's what they say anyways. And the other kind of more almost even granular explanations is that, well, you know, the wood has to be shipped in from China and the timber is more expensive now and they're using lousier pieces of timber compared to the wood that they were using 60 years ago, which is why it's almost counterintuitive. But, you know, you buy a $8,000 sofa in 2012 and it's not going to last, and the $500 sofa that your grandparents bought in the 50s is a showroom piece still.
There you go, Manny.
Have any apologies to make?
I meant more if you're getting a couch that was made in the 80s, it's been used so much that.
No, that's yeah. I hear exactly what you're saying, and I disagree.
Okay.
I think
He's
that
saying it holds up better.
It holds
because
up.
they're made better back
So
then.
if you put the 2012 couch in 1980,
it
would be
just fall
dust.
apart. Yeah.
Yes, it wouldn't exist.
We can at least have a conversation about the 80s couch.
So I wanted to ask him, you know, Sammy's an expert on design. What should someone like me do who's out on the market for a couch? If he's saying these new couches suck, what would your guidance be for someone who, like me, who's looking to get a new couch? Do we just got to buy vintage? Is that the workaround?
Yeah, I mean, so selfishly, because of my newsletter, which just guides people towards, you know, vintage furniture that you can buy at like a normal, accessible price. Either that means, you know, a sofa that sells for, you know, $400, $500 on an auction site. And then the reason why it's so cheap is because you have to go through the little bit of a headache of setting up the auction, getting the shipping towards you. And that's not too difficult. I guide people through that. But also, even if I weren't writing this newsletter, it's effectively, that's what I believe is it has the best value. Vintage has the best value, but also has the most variety. You ultimately have to buy a couch for yourself. You're not buying something that you see, you know, on someone else's Instagram or in a magazine or, you know, in a storefront or something like that. It has to really click and, you know, speak to you. I guess maybe if you're a creative, aesthetically minded person, let's say, you want to kind of feel it in your solar plexus, or you want to have some sort of connection that you, like when you're rifling through a rack at a store, you're on eBay, you see something and you hear the click and you're like, these are the pants for me. And there's, you know, 100 pants on the rack, and they're all, if we're being honest with each other, they're all pretty much the same, but one of them just speaks to you. And that exists in design and furniture. There's so much out there, it's almost mind-boggling.
So I hear this.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense to me. I think of like all the couches that I see that I like the most are some sort of vintage pieces, especially like if I go to like, you know, like furniture showrooms or whatever. But my one concern, which we kind of talked about with the online couches, is like you don't get to do the sit test.
Yeah.
So it might look cool.
There's no solve for that yet.
But then I get delivered to my house. What if it's not? What if I don't? You know, I don't love it in person.
Well, so there isn't a C test, and that is a thing. And it's also, you can sort of eyeball it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, you can email the house and just be like, hey, is this a puffy couch? Is it comfortable? A lot of this is my bias saying like, hey, look, just buy vintage. It's not a big deal. You know, or it is a big deal. It's a pain in the butt, but it's not the world's biggest deal, especially if you're buying a vintage piece that's effectively liquid. You know, so it's like if you buy a pair of Levi's on eBay and they don't really fit you, but they're old Levi's with the big E, you can sell them tomorrow. You know, and it's the same thing with this furniture. If you're willing to sort of take an L and get rid of a couch that you hate for a couch that you think is like pretty cool, there's sort of an endless supply. Like if you were to buy one of these live auctioneer couches and it passes the eye test that it's pretty comfortable. And if, you know, in April you decide you don't like it, you could sell it on my classifieds.
Yeah.
You'll get some of your money back. And then also you'll have the added advantage of you'll have leveled up your taste.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the big thing, I think, is, you know, to level up your style, you go through, you know, 4 different style, you know, evolutions and variations. And you go from this jean to this jean to this shoe to this shoe. And the key, I think, to having a bigger, more robust kind of design understanding is people doing that.
It makes sense too. And when thinking about like, I used to always think I would never order clothes online because I would have to try it first, but I've completely gotten used to it. And obviously much different than like a giant couch, but what he's saying makes sense.
It is interesting. Like after having talked to him, you know, like someone who's so passionate about this stuff and actually, you know, does it for a living or whatever, it does kind of change your mindset of like, yeah, why don't I just like take a risk and like do the thing? And I think that like he was saying that like you got to try some shit out to see like what works. Makes so much sense. I think with like design and furniture in our homes, we're just so like, all right, I get one shot at this.
Exactly.
If it doesn't work out, I'm stuck with it and I can't change my mind
for at least 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, it's like until it breaks, essentially, right? And it's like, no, why don't you buy something? You know, he was saying like, especially if you do your research and stuff ahead of time, if I buy a couch that's say $1,500, if I don't like it, but I've done my research and know it's like a couch that's going to hold up like on the market, he's like, you can sell it for $1,000, $1,200. And it's like, you're going to lose some money for it, but you got to sit on the couch for 6 months or whatever.
And you'll be happier when you get your better couch.
Ultimately it works. And like, especially we are living in New York, like if you don't want to deal with a real shipping thing, I'm sure there's people here, like easier here probably to
there's
offload it than somewhere
furniture
else,
places,
or someone can take it off your hands and deal with most of the most annoying bits
the logistics
of that.
Actually picking it up.
It seems like, especially someone like you who's been waiting, it would probably be worth taking the risk.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for week 2 of Devan Design Week. We learned a lot,
2,
fellas.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah. This was a lot of fun. I will say, I'm going to tease it for the newsletter. I did ask Sami, okay, you got to pick a new couch that you would recommend. What is it? You're not going to find out here. You got to go to the newsletter. No such thing, not show.
Damn.
It's better too.
I'm mad.
You can look at it. You're not going to, it doesn't even make sense. I'm going to say it, then you got to have to Google it. So click the link. No such thing, not show.
You're right.
You'll see the couch that Sami recommends, and this guy's got taste. So I'll tease it.
Consider yourself
I
teased.
I think you've teased it more than enough.
I'm feeling teased. Beyond.
No such thing.
So that was week 1 of Devan Design. I guess not week 1. The first annual Devan Design Week. I'm going to do another one of these. So email us at mandynoahdevan@gmail.com or call us at the number in our show notes and tell us the designs that you hate. Our guests this week were Aarian Marshall at Wired. I'm going to link to her reporting. Dexter Thomas from the podcast Kill Switch. Make sure you take a listen to that. And Sami Reiss from the Snake Newsletter. We recorded this a few weeks ago, so I've already spent way too much money on these live auction sites. So thank you, Sami. No Such Thing is a production of Kaleidoscope Content. Our executive producers are Kay Osborne and Mangesh Hadikadur. The show was created by Manny Fidel, Noah Friedman, and me, Devin Joseph. Our theme and credit song is by Manny. Mixing for this episode by Steve Bone. All right, y'all. We'll be back next week with a new episode. Let's let the beat ride out for a bit. Wait. I forgot one thing. Make sure, if you like the show, you've listened this much, you like the show, make sure you're following us and make sure you leave a review. 5-star ratings really helps other people find the show. Send it to a friend. And follow us on Instagram, No Such Thing, Not Show. We're having a lot more conversation over there.
No such thing.